saw with the snaps last week for defensive tackles, John Ford had the fewest, which was unusual. Was he banged up, or was that just based on other players outperforming him in practice?
He got a little bit banged up. Nothing too serious, but like I said, I think we have a great unit inside. I think they're all equal of, are all deserving of equal reps. So it was probably a little bit twofold to answer your question, but you know, he didn't want to take himself out. It was more of a precautionary by us.
Like at the end of the Louisville game, we saw Patrick Joyner get in at linebacker a little bit. We hadn't seen much of any other linebacker outside of the two starters, a little bit of Ryan Ragoni. So I mean, just your impressions. I know he had to fight back from injury, and you know what you saw from him in game action.
You know, I thought you know, all things you know, considered, I thought he did a pretty good job out there. He you know, like you talked about, coming off an injury, really all spring had worked mostly at defensive end for us. So. Especially versus that offense, you know, the speed of that offense, the speed of their backs, the speed of their offensive line. I thought he did a pretty good job in there, and he's continued to get better every single week. And you know, although it's not showing on Saturdays, just because he's not getting a ton of reps, you can see it really the past month, him getting better and better, and more comfortable every day in practice.
So many of the same, you know, Scott Patchen's going to apply for next year. He's optimistic. Can you talk about him a little bit? And also, is he a guy who next year, just projecting, could he play inside and outside? Like, do you see him as a versatile kind of guy who can help out with his, you know, athleticism, size, and experience?
I think he'll probably stay on the outside. You know, maybe in a third down situation, you could put him inside. But I think he's really tailor made for our strong defensive end. He's good, strong, big, strong guy with long levers. Does a great job against the run. Has a nice array of pass rush moves, you know, for the outside. So I see him staying outside for us. But yeah, we'd love to have him back.
But if you guys kind of get another stationary quarterback in the 20 book, you guys kind of field day with that. How does that kind of get you guys excited? Is there a little bit of extra? If there has to be a little extra push to like, okay, we're gonna go get after this guy.
Yeah, I think that's always our goal. I think you can look at their numbers though statistically, and they're one of the tops in not giving up sacks. And a lot of that is because even though he's not an extremely mobile guy, I think he's an experienced guy that knows where to go with the ball before the ball is even snapped, which is a credit to him. And their offensive line, they do a great job of passing off pass rush games. So, you know, although he seems stationary, they do a great job of being able to get the ball out and not allowing pressure to get to him.
And just think about like the prospect of Rivers potentially leading the nation in sacks this year. I know you had a Jalen Ferguson that you did last year. It'd be crazy to just coach 2 consecutive like sack leagues.
That'd be fun.
That would be, and just like, how do you guys approach that with him? Like, how is he kind of dealing with kind of just having a lot of attention on him, and just, but also, are you guys like maybe pushing him to want to do that, or is that something you guys don't even talk about? Just kind of just go out and play your game, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I think that's our approach, you know, and really could be, you know, the same thing last year with Jalen, which was a little bit different towards the end of the year because he had an opportunity to lead the all-time sack award. So it was kind of approached a little bit different at the end of last year, where this year, you know, has not been discussed. I think Greg wants it that way. You know, I think when we put added pressure, it's one of those deals. It's kind of like turnovers. The more you talk about we need a turnover, then they don't come. You know, so it's one of those things that maybe it's a superstition or whatever, but we don't bring it up to him. And he's such a humble, hardworking guy that it's not going to change his approach. And I'm sure at this point in the year, I think that's probably a realistic goal for him to set for himself. You know, I think you set goals at the beginning of the season, and your goals evolve as the season goes on, and I think that's a goal that he should have for himself. But as far as what we do from a game plan standpoint, or even just an approach with him mentally, I don't think we're going to change what we do. You know, every week we try to find mismatches with our defensive line versus their protection, and you know, try to put them in the most favorable positions every Saturday. So we'll continue to do that.
like Alblade's numbers in pass coverage have just been outstanding. What's impressed you about him as a player and as a young man this year?
I think the number one most impressive trait is his persistence. You know, he's battled from, you know, last spring to this fall when you talk about him and DJ Ivey for playing time and obviously Trajan Bandy as well. But he's really stayed the course. He works hard. I think he wants to be great. He's becoming a much more physical player. He's really improving in all aspects of his game. But I think the most impressive thing has probably been the mental side of it. Like I said, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be a corner. You know, they got the toughest job in football. A lot of times they're left on an island, and it's easy to get discouraged. You know, you got to have a short memory, like you always talk about at DB. And I think Al's been very persistent and very consistent in his approach week to week.
Like we hear all the time from Manny about just how Shaq Quarterman's taking his game to another level in the past 4 or 5 games. Just what have you seen specifically from him that you know leads you know into
Preparation. I think his preparation has been taken to another level. When you talk about the way he's practicing, the way he's prepared, you know, and he always did a great job preparing, but his focus, I think he's preparing with a purpose instead of, you know, sometimes you prepare obviously to play a game, but now I think he has the mindset to prepare to dominate a game. But that's been the biggest difference in my opinion. And then I think just the I guess the word is probably, you know, comfortability, you know, of him in a leadership role. I think maybe he was trying to press a little early, and every team's different. And I think kind of getting the feel for the guys, and I think now it's very natural to him. So the more comfortable you are, the better you generally play. And I think the better you prepare, the better you play. And I think he's doing those things really, really well.